Hello there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat. This week, after finishing loads of little snagging in the last episode, this week I'm going to start drilling some holes in the roof, getting the tunnel light up, getting the horn up, getting the solar cables through the roof, getting the aerial through the roof. That will allow me to get the ceiling up. Now I know technically the ceiling is called the deck head, but when you've got an accent, you don't want a video full of me keep talking about deck heads. So, let's get down the boat. Oh, it's cold. Change of plan. The weather forecast was supposed to be cold but dry, which meant I could get out on the roof, drill some holes, put some red oxide in, let everything dry and put some mastic on the cable glands. But turns out that's not the case. It's dreich, wet, drizzly, it rains for a bit, stops, rains for a bit, stops, so there's no way I'm climbing up on a slippy roof or a slippy set of ladders to drill some holes. And it's a bit too cold for the mastic to cure. So, plan B. So plan B was going to be doing the window linings, but I need to take the windows out to do that, and it is just horrible weather, so not happening. Plan C. Take me a while to figure out what plan C is. I could build the shower cubicle. But I've decided to get rid of these brown spots. I've decided that I'll just do the rest of the week and I'll do some painting and decorating. Another week at the boat. This week's job is sanding and painting the walls. It won't take me all week, but that's my target. Proper PPE, earplugs and everything. Oh, the only problem is it's a bit cold. My nose is a bit drippy in the mask. That's a bit unpleasant. A few hours later, that's all sanded, wiped down. Time to give it a prime. And that took 3 batteries. Wow. Day's work. All sanded, first coat of primer on. I've ran out of primer, so I need to go and buy some more. But until there, I ran out of primer. It's the next day. Second coat of primer is on the bedroom. Now I'm not showing very much today, you don't really need to see me sand and prime. Bathroom next. Done all the sanding, let's get the first coat on. Another productive day. 2 coats of primer in the bathroom. Starboard side all sanded. Half of the port side sanded. I've ran out of battery. Even though I'm charging them as I'm going, I've still ran out. So we'll call it quits and let the batteries charge. Hey. Sanding is finished. But yep. Saloon, dinette and galley all sanded. Time for a wee break and a bit of a wipe. Oh, look, it's so much better now. It doesn't look like somebody splattered the wall with a pile of poo. One of the things that I've noticed is that the grain has lifted a little bit from the primer, so I'm going to rattle over it with about a 240 grit just to flatten it off before I put a top coat on. But cup of coffee, wipe down, and then I'll start the primer. A couple of hours later, and I've got first coat of primer on. But I've run out of primer again. It's just putting it on the wood just goes boom. Thanks very much, I love that. It's taking a lot more primer than I thought it was going to take. My arm is bloody aching. Oh, might do that off camera a bit. Roller. Oh, my arm. And of course my back's sore because I've been standing doing that. The trials of DIY, eh? But yeah, it's cool. Quite happy. And there's a horrendous storm outside. It's really raining cats and dogs. It's pretty hefty. Battering off the roof, and you're going, ooh, that's interesting. I hope my windows aren't leaking. So much for this week's forecast to be cold and dry, right? It's just been cold and wet, and now there's a storm coming. So my chances of doing stuff outside are, nah, not happening. So anyway, I quite enjoy painting. It's quite relaxing, apart from the and running out of paint. Now, one thing I forgot to do, one of those things that I'll put off for a bit and I'll get round to it, was cut a hole out for the cassette toilet, for the cassette. So I can't actually sand either side of that bulkhead. So I'll take it off a bit later, get the template for the toilet cassette and cut. So off camera I've just given it a once over with 240 grit, just to flatten it off, get rid of any kind of roller lines or little bubbles, ready for the top coat. Time for a quick top coat because it's getting late. I'm using Dulux Trade Diamond Matte paint. And again, it's a paint I like, I've used before. It's pretty tough. It's nice and matte, so there's no kind of vinyl sheen to it. It's a bit more expensive than the cheaper paints, but I like it. And colour wise, well, now because we're Londoners or within spitting distance, it's appropriate that the colour inside is London white, a typical ubiquitous white paint that you see everywhere in London. But with a small nod to being an economic migrant from Scotland, this one's called White Mist. quite nice. Coat number 1. Remember, there's going to be oak lined windows and oak trim, so it'll balance it out. Well, that's another productive day. Got a lot done. It's a pity I ran out of primer. The wood just soaks it in. Still, I got the first coats done, top coat on the bedroom and the bathroom. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Another couple of days and we'll be finished the decorating. What a beautiful winter's day and a balmy 6 degrees Celsius. Wow, it's lovely. I haven't seen that for a while. Skies are blue. Lots of second coating going on today. So, yeah, you can come with me and watch paint dry. Okay, first coat done on the port side. It took me 45 minutes, something like that. Now, when I went home last night, my arm was so sore from the rollers, I could have barely lift my arm up to switch the light switch on. And I thought, give it a rest, be fine tomorrow. And I'm doing this and it's like, oh, my arm. God, blimey, it's just here. Oh. It's hard work, this. First coat on port side is done. It just sucks all the way in, so it's quite slow going. It's about to do the second coat on the starboard side. That'll be quick. By the time I finish that first coat will be dry, because it's really fast drying primer. Only took about half an hour. So this side isn't dry yet. It needs another hour. Really, it's about 45-minute drying time for that paint at normal temperatures, but it's pretty cold, so we'll give it a wee bit longer. So plan D. Go and put the second coat on in the bedroom and the bathroom. Second coat of top coat. Yeah, look, my arm's not achy enough, so, you know, why not? So about an hour and a bit later, that's the second coat's done in the bathroom and the bedroom. The primer has dried on the port side in the main cabin. Let's go and do that second coat. Cup of coffee first. You know, I can't believe how brilliant it looks. It's lifted my mood enormously. Getting all those little snags done, getting these walls painted up, because it feels like I'm now ready to start the next phase. And the next phase is beginning to see an end to the fit out. I mean, it'll be months yet, right? But it's like plumbing. Hey, you know, that'll take a week. Radiators and all that sort of stuff. It really has lifted my mood enormously. I can now see the end. It's brilliant. So I think that's a fairly productive day again. That's it, all primed. Both sides, 2 coats, just needs to dry. So tomorrow, I think a light sand, 240 grit, and that'll just flatten it off, and then we'll start the top coat. So I'm only going to get 1 coat on tomorrow because it takes 6 hours to dry. So another couple of days before we're finished all of this, but that's fine. That's okay. Roma's here.
Hi, I am around, I'm just checking in today.
Quality
Doing
control
a little
check.
bit, and a little bit. Doing a little bit. Every little helps, and I do try to help.
So we haven't done any painting or anything today. We've actually, because we've been together, we've done a day of measuring.
Yeah.
We're back into that chicken and egg bit. So I want to put the solar panels up so we can run the solar cables. But then I realised that the solar panels are going to go on top of the flue for the fire. So
yeah, so
I wasn't going to work.
Yeah, so it's good for the two of us to be here so we can bounce ideas and
we've finalised the bathroom design and the bedroom design.
And we're the toilet position, which is very important so that we can have more space in the shower.
Fat arsehole.
Yeah, so we can work around that, so we're comfortable with that.
So lots of measurements now for the next stage. So we've finalised the bed. We've finally agreed how high the bed is going to be, what the headboard is going to look like.
Yeah, what size of bed we can actually...
And we've got some cool ideas for the headboard. But that's all to come.
It is indeed.
We still have not much painting to do. I've got to sand it down. And then one coat which takes overnight to dry, and then another coat. So not really 2 days, but 2 elapsed days to finish all of that painting off, which I'll do.
Great, yeah. Tomorrow.
So for now, I think we'll wrap up this video. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. It'll be interesting to see the comments from this week.
Really? Okay.
I hope we haven't bored you too much with all the paint.
Really positive ones, surely. Be nice.
They're always nice,
Always
they're brilliant.
nice, I know.
They're really brilliant comments. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.